watching a few more videos about the Follow Me thing with the DJI Phantom 3 and the GoPro, software. I decided to give it a try. And if you take a look, that's me bebopping along the little soy there. And once I get it up, you've got to get it up 10 meters in the air before start the follow you function. Which, I mean, I can understand it, but when you're someplace without 5 meters might be interesting. Anyhow, it all seemed to be working quite well. And as you can see, I make this left turn at the traffic circle there, and it kind of maintains the perspective. But if you watch, and I'm not changing anything, really, and here, as you can see, it sort of gets false from behind me and gets here over my left shoulder. Now, the videos I've watched, even a guy in a car, it pretty much did a right-hand turn and stayed behind the guy to follow him. Now, once again, this could be, part of my learning curve. I really don't know, and I'll watch a few videos again. As you can look, it doesn't, it's not making an effort to. Now, in doing that, I've turned the drone to follow me. Now, if I put the camera back towards the front, this is something I might check out. I really don't know. And if that's the case, I'll learn from that. But anyhow, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. Someplace, like walking around outside, if there's something going on, and I know it's an area clear of power cables, it's an interesting option thing to do. And here, like even in the park, it's quite all right. The thing that worries me about getting not behind me and off to the side, some places I'm very good at 10 meters, and there's no obstacles. But if it falls out this far to the side, there's some really tall light posts in some places. So I'm just going to have to be careful. This can be, I tested the waypoints thing, which, the thing I don't like about waypoints is you can't mark places on the map and the drone then go. You have to send the drone to those places, and then it'll come back, and at the altitude you set, it'll go from point to point to point to point, which is quite handy, because then what you can do, well, it's going from point to point to point. If you put it in what's called free mode, you can turn the drone and, play around with the altitude of the gimbal, and it stays on that path. So that's quite, it's got uses and quite interesting, but it was really wanted to get a handle on this. And I mean, the only thing I can think of is once the camera's not facing front, does it lose that thing that keeps it in, directly behind you, as opposed to the left or the right or in front? And it's something I'm just going to have to play with. I was looking at the Unique X500 or whatever it is, and that seems to have more specific options in its different follow me modes. I really don't know, but it was a nice walk in the park. I did miss some things because I was kind of watching it and trying to figure out, what I can do and what was going on and things like that. Because if you have to keep it, if you start out with it behind you and you have to keep it with the camera facing the front, the drone's front, it kind of takes away from the ability to sort of take a look to the left and take a look to the right. So it's just something to check on, and I'll take a look at some more of the many YouTube tutorials on the whole thing. And it's also finding areas, that are like this, and, I'm not going to screw up too bad, because I always kind of know where it is, and I also know that at 10 meters, you know, there's nothing out there that's, you know, going to screw things up for me. But anyhow, yeah, boat taking off, and some other, you know, it's just it's pleasant sight, pleasant view, and I've still got a fair bit to learn. But once again, it's another use, more perspective, and more minutes utilizing the drone. Here in a few seconds, I'll be getting around back to near the starting point, and I got a little gate there, and there was somebody working. It's always nice in the morning, because I do most of this in the morning, when, you know, if I get the camera facing east, you know, it's kind of white sky, and when I turn it around like I'm about to do now and start getting, you know, as the sky goes blue and the picture gets much more pleasant, and there's the hospital, and there's the other park, and all of that kind of stuff. And that's about that. Thank you. Bye.